Welcome again, the lecture series to the satellite communication. So in the last class we have discussed about the latitudes and longitudes, and in this lecture we will see about the look angles. So these are the learning outcomes. So by the completion of this lecture, you will be able to understand what are the look angles and in which direction we have to keep the earth station antenna to have the maximum signal from the satellite. These two things are the outcomes of this lecture. And these are the things we will see in this lecture: subsatellite point and what is zenith and nadir, and the location of the satellite INSAT 4A that is given by 83 degrees east. About this one we will discuss here. And by using this diagram we can able to tell what is subsatellite point and what is zenith and nadir. So subsatellite point is the intersection point of the line which is joining the satellite. This is the satellite and this is the earth. Here earth center is available. So we are joining one line, this satellite and the earth center, that is this line, and this line is intersecting the earth surface at one point. That point is called subsatellite point. Okay, this subsatellite point is referring to the satellite, but it is not in the space, it is on the earth surface only. So subsatellite point is the point of intersection of the line which is joining the center of the earth and the satellite, and that intersection is with the earth surface. So this is the subsatellite point. This is the subsatellite point we can able to observe. And if you see from the subsatellite point, the satellite is above that one. That direction is called zenith. Zenith is nothing but highest position. And from the satellite, if you see towards the subsatellite point, this subsatellite point will be the lower of the satellite. That is called nadir. Nadir means the lowest point. So zenith means highest point, nadir means lowest point, and subsatellite point is the point of intersection of the earth surface with the line which is joining the centers of the satellite and the center of the earth. And here one small calculation we will do. The geo is nothing but, already I have mentioned about this one, that is geostationary satellite. So geostationary satellite is available in the equatorial plane only. So here I have already given. So this is the earth. Here all the latitudes are indicated, and here longitudes or the meridians are indicated. So we know that already the largest latitude is the equator, which is at 0 degrees latitude, and remaining all are the latitudes we have indicated here. And this is the northern hemisphere and this is the southern hemisphere. This equator is dividing the earth into two halves. Upper one is the northern hemisphere and bottom one is this is southern hemisphere. This northern hemisphere are having this imaginary latitudes like this, and southern hemisphere is having the imaginary latitudes like this. And this is towards south. This northern hemisphere is nothing but, here north pole is available and here south pole is available. So these latitudes are indicated with for example 15 degrees north, 30 degrees north, this is 45 degrees north, up to 90 degrees north is available. And in the downside we can able to see 15 degrees south, 30 degrees south and up to 90 degrees south. So in this way all these latitudes are imaginary horizontal lines are available on the earth surface. And out of all these latitudes, the largest one is the equator, which is at 0 degrees. So this is the largest one, and that is dividing the earth into two halves. So we can able to understand here, this is the middle one available, and the equator is one of the latitudes only. And if you take one plane around this one, that is called equatorial plane. So that is available in the middle of the earth. And above that one, that is already I told, that is the northern hemisphere, and below of that one, here southern hemisphere is there. This is about latitudes. Now coming to longitudes. Longitudes are the imaginary lines only, but these are originated from the north pole and inside the south pole. So like this we can able to see. And here middle one is called prime meridian. All are meridians are longitudes, but this middle one is called prime meridian, which is at 0 degrees only. Okay. Here if you observe in the latitudes also 0 degrees, and then here 15 degrees north is given. So this degrees is nothing but, here this is the angular distance. So if I mention 15 degrees north, in the sense from the equator we have to move towards the northern hemisphere. 15 degrees north means we have to move towards the north side up to the distance that is equivalent to the angular distance of 15 degrees. Okay. So similarly, if you see here longitudes, this is the middle one, that is prime meridian. Actually it is going through the Greenwich, which is in London. So this is the prime meridian, and the earth is rotating from west to east. In this direction it is rotating, so we can able to see all the imaginary lines around this earth like this. So here from the prime meridian, this is at 0 degrees. If you go towards the east, all those longitudes are represented with for example 15 degrees east, 30 degrees east, 45 degrees east, like this we can able to mention. And towards west side we can able to represent 15 degrees west to 30 degrees west, and here 5, 10 like that also we can able to take. So for simplicity we have given like this. So all the longitudes or meridians are started from the north pole and ends at the south pole, and these are looking like vertical lines, and the latitudes are horizontal lines. And why all these things are required in the sense, in order to locate any point on the earth surface, these latitudes and longitudes are helpful. And you can able to compare this one with the two-dimensional graph sheet. For example, a graph sheet you take and you have to indicate 2, 3 point. So how to indicate this one? Here x-axis is available and here y-axis is available. To locate this point 2, 3, it is plain in the sense 2 coordinates are enough to represent that one. So x is equal to 2 means on the x-axis we have to travel 2 units of distance. So this vertical line is indicating x is equal to 2, and y is equal to 3 means on the y-axis we have to travel 3 units of distance, and this horizontal line is indicating y is equal to 3. So this line is having the y coordinate is 3 only, and entire this line x is equal to 2 only, and this is the point which is available on both the lines. That means that is satisfying the characteristic of x is equal to 2, and the same point is representing y is equal to 3 also. Like this, it is a simple thing actually. We can able to represent one point on the graph sheet. Similarly, to locate any point on the earth, okay, to locate any position on the earth, we need again 2 coordinates. These are latitudes and longitudes. If I give 15 degrees north and 20 degrees east, so these are the called geographical coordinates. This is Cartesian coordinate system what we will see, and here it is a geographical coordinates. Those values are given by 15 degrees north and 20 degrees east. So by having those two values, that is indicating only one position on the earth's surface. So how to locate this one? 15 degrees north means on the towards in the northern hemisphere from the equator we have to move to the angular distance of 15 degrees. So this particular latitude is given in this case. So 15 degrees north means that is representing like this. So it is similar to like x is equal to in the Cartesian coordinate system is representing one vertical line, and in this case 15 degrees north is nothing but that is representing one of the latitudes. So the point is available at any one of the points of this latitude. Next, by having this information 20 degrees east means from the prime meridian we have to travel towards the east side, that is equivalent to 20 degrees distance, angular distance. So that is representing certain amount of latitude, longitude like this. So this is representing 20 degrees east and this is representing 15 degrees north. So this is the intersection point. This point is available on the 15 degrees north and 20 degrees east. So this is the position of this particular point. So in this way we can able to locate any position on the earth's surface by having geographical coordinates, latitudes and longitudes. Then, and if you see this problem, geostationary satellite we have taken, and already we have discussed about this one. This particular orbit is in the equatorial orbit only. The orbit of this particular satellite, geostationary satellite, is along with the equatorial plane only. That means the orbit of that particular satellite is available within this latitude only. That means 0 degrees latitude. This 0 degrees is there, and along this one only, along that equatorial plane only, this orbit is also available. That means this equator is having 0 degrees latitude. So this particular orbit is also having 0 degrees latitude only. That's why here they have not mentioned the 0 degrees, some degrees north and some degrees south is not indicated here. Okay, the subsatellite point of this particular geostationary satellite is given by just 80.5509 degrees east. They did not mention the latitude. It is east or west means what is that? That is just longitudes only. But here north side and south side it is not given. That means the latitude is not given for the geo. Okay, because already it is predefined. That means this geo orbit is having the latitude is 0 degrees only, because the orbit of geostationary satellite is in the equatorial plane only. The equatorial plane itself is at a 0 degrees latitude. So no need to mention the latitude, it is 0 degrees only, but the longitude has to be mentioned, that is 80.5509 degrees east. So from this prime meridian we have to travel towards the east side up to the angular distance of 80.5509 degrees east. So like that we have to travel on the equator only, because nothing is given, the latitude is not mentioned for the geo, so we have to travel on this equator only. Nothing is mentioned means you can take 0 degrees latitude only. Okay, so already this much information is given. Okay, so on this equator we have to travel towards the east side from the prime meridian. This is the prime meridian. So on this equator we have to travel towards the east side up to the angular distance of 80.5509 degrees east. So we will get the subsatellite point at that location. So this particular satellite is a geostationary satellite. So latitude is not mentioned here. Even it is not mentioned, we can take 0 degrees latitude only. That means 0 degrees only we have to take the latitude. That means the subsatellite point of this particular satellite is available on the equator. Okay, then the longitude is mentioned, that is 80.5509 degrees east. So what is the meaning of that one? On the equator from the prime meridian, here 0 degrees prime meridian is there, and this is the 0 degrees latitude. So this is like a origin. Okay, origin of the two-dimensional graph sheet. So here origin is there, and on this equator we have to travel up to the angular distance of 80.5509 degrees east. So for example, you got that much distance is here. So this is the subsatellite point. So in this way you need to identify the subsatellite point of this particular satellite. Then I have taken here example, that is VFSTR, our Vigyan University only. So you can able to check this one. The coordinates of the latitude and longitude coordinates of this VFSTR are 16.2334 degrees north and 80.5509 degrees east. Okay, these are actual values only. These values I have taken from the internet. So if you see the longitude of VFSTR and the longitude of this particular satellite, both are equal. That means both are available on the same meridian. Okay, our Vigyan University and the geostationary satellite both are available on the same meridian. Okay, so on the same vertical line these two are available. For example, this is a meridian, this is indicating 80.5509 degrees east. So on this line only our Vigyan University is there, and the subsatellite point of this particular satellite both are available. Okay, and there is no latitude for this satellite. So this is a subsatellite point, but here latitude is given for the Vigyan University, that is 16.2334 degrees north. So towards the north side we have to travel up to the distance of 16.2334. That means it is 15. So 16 means, for example, here I am taking. Okay, this is the 16 point something is there. So this is 16 degrees north. So this is the location of our Vigyan University on the earth surface. This is the location of our Vigyan University. This is VFSTR. Okay, so that is VFSTR, this location, and this is subsatellite point. Now the question is, the subsatellite point will be dash of VFSTR. The subsatellite point can be right side of the VFSTR. The subsatellite point can be south of the VFSTR, or north of the VFSTR, or east of the VFSTR, or west of the VFSTR. So in which direction the subsatellite point is there with respect to VFSTR? So here VFSTR is there, and here subsatellite point is there. So the subsatellite point is downside of the VFSTR. Down means what? This is south. So the subsatellite point is available south side of the Vigyan University. So option B is correct. Okay, if you can able to understand this problem, then it is that you know about the latitudes and longitudes. Then here different orbits are there, depends upon the height. So if you can able to keep your satellite at the height of 1000 kilometers, that is called low Earth orbit LEO. If you keep your satellite up to 20,000 kilometers from the 1000 kilometers, that is called medium Earth orbit. If you keep your satellite exactly at the height of the 35,786 kilometers, that is called geosynchronous or geostationary. Okay, so like this we can able to take the height of the satellite must be 35,786 kilometers, then we can tell that is a geosynchronous or geostationary satellite. Okay, So this is about the orbits of the satellites where we can able to place our satellites. And then the important topic is look angles. This is very important and very difficult also. So listen carefully. Look angles are with respect to the earth station. Okay, look angles are with respect to the earth station. Our earth station antenna we have to keep in such a way that towards the satellite only. Earth station is available on the earth, but if you keep your earth station antenna towards the earth and satellite is above the earth, in the space the satellite is available. So what we need to do? We need to keep our earth station antenna towards the satellite. Wherever the satellite is there, you need to keep in that direction only. Then only the maximum signal can be transferred. So to have the maximum signal transmission in between the satellite and the earth station antenna, you need to orient your earth station antenna towards the satellite. In which direction? For example, in this direction, the satellite is available. Then you need to keep your earth station antenna towards the satellite only. Then only maximum signal transmission can be possible. That can be identified. Okay, in which direction we need to keep your earth station antenna, that will be identified by this concept, that is look angles. Okay, so this azimuthal angle and elevation angle both can be taken like a look angles only. Okay, this is somewhat difficult topic, so listen carefully. Look angles are varied for the non-geos, that means geosynchronous orbits, these will be varied, and for the geo these are constant. So like this we can able to take this concept. Next, look angles we will discuss here. So how to take the look angles means here, before going to understand this one, you assume one sphere is there, that means earth is there actually. So you assume here one sphere is available or earth is available. Okay, so in the space, that means above the earth, satellite is available. Okay, so if you assume this is the earth, this is the earth, on this earth somewhere here earth station is there, you consider this is the earth station, and here for example satellite is available. This is the satellite. Here earth station antenna is there, parabolic antenna, for example parabolic reflector I have kept here. This is the earth station antenna. So this earth station antenna should look towards this satellite only, then only maximum signal transmission can be possible. Okay, so to have the maximum signal transmission between the earth station antenna and the satellite, we have to take here, we have to keep our earth station antenna towards the satellite only. That can be identified by using this azimuthal angle and elevation angle. So what we need to do means here, wherever earth station antenna is there, at that point, that can be taken like a single point on the earth, at only one position this earth station antenna is available or earth station is available. Wherever this earth station is there, you have to draw one horizontal plane which is tangential to that particular earth station point. Earth is available on that one, here earth station antenna is there. So wherever the earth station antenna is there, at that point you have to draw one plane, that is called locally horizontal plane. That is called locally horizontal plane, that only you are seeing here. In this diagram you are not able to see the earth, that is below of this local horizontal plane. Here because it is two-dimensional, I cannot able to draw here three-dimensional view. So here this is not a simple line, this is a plane. That plane is drawn as tangential to the local that plane is drawn tangential to the earth station. Wherever earth station is there, that is only one position on the earth. So at that point we have to draw one local horizontal plane that is tangential to that particular point. So that local horizontal plane is this one. Okay, next for the earth, north is there, south is there, east and west are there. So that north side you can able to consider here, this is north. Okay, so below this here earth is available. On the earth, here earth station is there. Wherever earth station is there, that is only one position on the earth where you have taken this tangential plane, that is called local horizontal plane or local tangential plane. After that, okay, after that this side north is there. From the north side, certain angle you have to travel. All these are angular distances only. Okay, so if you can able to travel certain amount of angle, okay, that is called azimuthal angle. On the local horizontal plane you have to travel from the north side towards east. From the north towards east side, you have to travel the distance which is equal to azimuthal angle. Okay, some angle will be given to you, azimuthal angle, for example 120 degrees is there. That 120 degrees azimuthal angle has to be measured from the north towards the east side, and this side is east is there, we should not go this side. Okay, we should go towards the east side from the north side up to the angular distance of 120 degrees. So up to 120 degrees angular distance we have to travel towards the east side. Then you will get one position by traveling this azimuthal angle, for example 120 degrees, you will get one position. Okay, and this line and this north line, these two are on the local horizontal plane only. You have to imagine this one, then only you can able to understand. So on the local horizontal plane, first north direction is there. From the north direction, on the local horizontal plane only, you are traveling up to the distance of 120 degrees. Okay, so by traveling the angular distance of 120 degrees, you are reaching this position. Okay, so this line you are getting by traveling 120 degrees towards the east side. After that, now you are on the local horizontal plane only. So plane is there, on that local horizontal plane, for example this is north and this side east is there, satellite is there. So from the north side you have to travel up to certain amount of azimuthal angle distance from the north. This is north, so from the north you have to travel an angle of azimuthal angle. Then now again you are on the local horizontal plane only. This is the local horizontal plane. Okay, this is north. You have traveled up to the angular distance of 120 degrees, for example. Okay, so this is 120 degrees, you assume like that. Then even you have traveled this 120 degrees angular distance on the local horizontal plane, you are on the local horizontal plane only, but satellite is above the earth. Okay, so what we need to do, after traveling 120 degrees azimuthal angle, like this we have to see. Okay, the earth station antenna should look like this. That means this angle is nothing but elevation angle. Okay, this is north. From the north towards east, whatever you are traveling on the local horizontal plane, that is azimuthal angle. That is azimuthal angle. So you have traveled like this. Then after traveling an amount of azimuthal angle, then you have to see like this. Okay, your earth station antenna has to be looking like this. That is given by elevation angle. So like this you have to see this angle. From the local horizontal plane, this angle is called elevation angle. So you have traveled this much amount of angular distance from the north side towards east, that is azimuthal angle. After that you need to see upside, where so from the north side we have to travel up to the distance of the azimuthal angle, that is for example angular distance is 120 degrees. Then you will get this position. This is also on the local horizontal plane only. So after reaching this much amount of angle on the local horizontal plane, we have to see like this towards the satellite. Satellite is there, so this elevation angle is required in order to orient our earth station antenna towards the satellite. So from this position we have to see upside, wherever this satellite is there, this angle is given by this elevation angle. So by having these two, azimuthal angle and elevation angle, we can able to keep our earth station antenna toward the satellite to have the maximum power transfer or maximum signal transmission in between those two. Okay, and here if you observe, this azimuthal angle is available or it is changing on the local horizontal plane only. So this is the local horizontal plane. Here north side is there. By having the azimuthal angle, we will travel on the local horizontal plane like this only. But we cannot able to move like this by the value of azimuthal angle. So by using this azimuthal angle from the north side towards east side, this much amount of angle we have traveled. Then by having the value of the elevation angle, we can able to look towards the satellite. So by having these two, and these two combinedly are taken like a look angles. By having these two, we can able to keep our earth station antenna towards the satellite. So same concept in another diagram I have given to understand better way. So this is a local horizontal plane. Here earth station is available, and below of that one earth is there. Wherever earth station is there, we have to take one tangential plane, that is a local horizontal plane. And here north side is this side, and from the north towards the east side we have to travel an angle of azimuthal angle. Okay, whatever the azimuthal angle is given to you, that much amount of angular distance we have to travel from the north side towards the east. So this much amount of azimuthal angle is there here, then you will reach this position. So this travel from the north side towards the east should be on the local horizontal plane only. Like this only we have to travel. Okay. So that is from north side to east side. After that, we have to look towards the satellite. That is given by this elevation angle. This elevation angle. If you move like this, then here satellite is there. Here object in the sky in the sense that is satellite. So in this way, we can able to look towards the satellite. And these are also giving the same information. You observe each and every figure, then you can able to have an idea. Here sun is there, that means here we can able to consider satellite only. Okay, this is the north. From the north towards east, we have to move on the local horizontal plane by using this azimuthal angle. And after reaching this position, by having this azimuthal angle, we have to look upside where this satellite is available by using this elevation angle. And same thing is explained here also. This is the plane that is called local horizontal plane. From the north towards east side, we have to travel an angular distance of azimuthal angle. Then we have to see upside. That is equivalent to elevation angle. Then we can able to see the satellite in the sky. Okay. So it is also same. Here also you can able to understand in better way. So north side towards east, we have to travel an angle of azimuthal angle. Then after reaching this position, we have to see upside to see the satellite in the sky. And these are the quiz questions based on this lecture. You can able to answer these questions. What is the necessity of the look angles and define azimuthal angle and elevation angle?